Hello, everyone. Hello. This is your girl Nala-Ife, and this is Nala-Ife Tarot. I am streaming live here at 8:26 p.m., April the 17th, 2020, and we are doing our first kind of intro reading into Trump, and we may cover things as it relates to the pandemic, COVID-19, the election. Several things can come up. Okay, so I'm going to look over the year, and this will be potentially one out of three, but I would say readings. Okay, so we may not go in depth tonight. As always, I urge you to definitely, if you have questions, if you would like to know more information, any suggestions to leave, the comments in the leave a comment. Okay, make sure you thumbs up the video, make sure you share the video, and we're about to get into it. All of my details on how to follow me on social media and our multiple channels here on YouTube are in the description box. Also, if you would like to book personal reading, that information is in the description box. We do monthly readings for the most part on this channel for your individual tarot. Well, not so much your individual astrological sign, sun, moon, or rising. We do all 12 signs, and we also do cusp videos. We also do have a separate channel in which I do talk and that sort of thing, give my thoughts and opinions, and that's on our Nala-Ife Talk Live channel. Those details are in the description box, okay? And all of the services we offer personally as well. And so right now, I'm shuffling. I'm going to get a feel for what's going on with Trump at the present moment, okay? What are some of the concerns that he is experiencing as it relates to the pandemic? Let's look at this. So we have healing begins, okay? Embrace, win or lose, okay? So the way that I'm interpreting this first reading here is that there's an option, I believe, that Trump has heard of, someone has mentioned to him, not mentioned to him, he's been briefed on, he has been in meetings about, as it relates to strategies to get the country reopened, okay? That's where his biggest focus is. It's not so much necessarily medicine, okay? I'm going to tell you right now, his biggest focus at the moment isn't the vaccines. It's truly what's going on with the American dollar, the American economy, the world economy. And it's like he's willing to take a gamble on something. So he feels very assured in this process, okay? Not looking to, he's really not feeling it to have the country closed down or to have people in quarantine to June. He's not feeling that. That's not an option based on what he knows. And mind you, he knows things that we, even, as a reader, we can discover things through asking questions and getting spirit to help interpret certain matter, okay? But right now, there's a certainty that I'm getting off of him that the country should be back in working order. He's getting some pushback. He's getting some major pushback from opening the country. He's getting pushback potentially on a global scale and within his office with this win or lose. Let's go into this win or lose right now. Why is Trump experiencing this win or lose, this win or draw, this kind of good, bad, and indifferent energy? Where is this coming from, Spirit? Trump has information he feels like he needs to be able to communicate, okay, as it relates to the pandemic, as it relates to COVID-19. He feels like he's being stifled. The information that he feels near and dear to him, he feels that that's being stifled in some form at the moment. He can't speak freely. Tell me more. He's concerned. He's concerned if there's a lot of other there are a lot of other forces at play here. He's trying to be potentially a voice of reason for the people, to show the people or citizens of the American citizens that he understands their plight. He doesn't want to be disconnected from the people, but he feels there are other powers that potentially he's trying to avoid the manifestation of more extreme events. He wants the backing of the people. Okay, he feels as though he's losing touch with the people because of what the experts maybe in his corner, what they're saying. What is he being asked to embrace? What is Trump being asked to embrace currently? What is he being asked to embrace? Some sort of there's someone that's using some sort of argument with Trump, he's struggling, he's being asked to embrace some sort of reward, okay? Some sort of acceptance, approval, maybe approval ratings. And he's concerned about that. He's concerned about if he doesn't move to the heartbeat of the people who elected him, his base, or generally what the American citizens want, that this could manifest into more challenging times financially. And this is why he feels stressed about opening up. He actually now, mind you, he is the president. I understand that he is working for another entity. However, he is also still privy to certain knowledge as it relates to the pandemic. And what I find interesting, per what I'm interpreting here, is that with everything he knows or so-called knows, he still is, it's almost as if, yes, he states that he's the one who makes the decision about opening the country, to make everyone know that to make it known that I am the person that makes the decisions. However, he's getting pushback either from certain officials in actually executing it a lot faster. And I find it interesting because he, even with everything he knows, he still feels strongly that we need to open the country. This is ridiculous. There are going to be, we're creating more challenges, okay, in this exercise that we're in this quarantine that we're in. There's something far greater from his perspective, from what I'm picking up. There's more of a threat to the American people than this virus, from what I'm able to interpret here. Okay, let's look at what we have here where it says healing begins. He's ready to move the country into a certain, he is, from what I see here, I wouldn't say he's in panic mode, but he doesn't see where there is a benefit, even though we have the World Health Organization, and we have Dr. Fauci, and we have several other people chiming in to how deadly this pandemic is. Even with that knowledge, even with him being briefed, irregardless to what, he's like, literally, this says open up. It's open up. Like, there are challenging times ahead if we don't open up. And it's like he wants to be like, I guess he wants to be received as the president for the people. And this creates a problem where people can't make money. Small businesses are not earning. They're not able to pay for their bills. They're not able to pay for their health insurance, able to pay their employees because they're not larger companies that have a lot of telecommute, or they may be public, businesses that can't work from home. They're not virtual. And there's another body that is moving within the administration, one that we're not privy to, the ones that we don't see talking on the news, from what I'm seeing here. There are focused, I feel like Trump is more focused on the election, it would be safe to say, than he is necessarily with the healthcare. And I'm wondering why. Okay, I have my beliefs, but I'm leaving it on the table. I'm going to ask that next, okay? But he's more concerned about the election and how he's being received, okay? And his approval ratings. Let's see here. And he doesn't see how his administration or his campaign benefits from the shutting down of the economy. He feels that this is an opportunity for him to come in and offer a lot of incentives to get the economy started, to have people maybe believe in his presidency. He sees that as an opportunity, and he's being advised to receive a reward from being like the person who opens the country up, and then also is like a beacon or an example before other countries fully are opened up. He wants more sufficient things to be done, but it's about it's about the appearance in a way, and the approval ratings. So he sees this as an opportunity, but there are some challenges in his administration to do so. So then I want to know, do the experts that we see are how can I form this next question? Does he have support for opening the country sooner than later? Does he have that from that support from his medical advisement team. I guess we'll say it like that. Health advisement. Okay. Let's see here. I'm going to say that he really doesn't have the support. They want him to align, I see, more with their beliefs, okay? Because we saw this throat chakra in the first throw, okay? And I was picking up that Trump was feeling limited in the things that he could speak about, things he could announce, okay? He's limited, so he's doing, yeah. They're not, I would say this here. They're looking to possibly, some of his advisors are not with him opening right away, not right away. They're not looking for him to open right away. They feel as though they need more time to seek out some sort of remedy before they can open up. They feel as though the opportunity for them to push whatever plan of action for healing as it relates to the pandemic, they feel as though they need more time. They need more time to do research and manifest some sort of cure, or manifest some sort of remedy medically before they open things up. Observe people. Be able to announce, maybe, like they want to be able to announce that they've officially cured people before things go back to normal. That's the different perspective. His medical or health advisement versus him. They want to be able to say that they have a cure or some sort of thing to provide them vitality before they approve. What is this? What are they hoping for with this dreams comes true? What is the advisement hoping for with the dreams coming true? That people are, this is Four of Swords, okay, and the Nine of Cups. This is wish fulfillment. That people, oh man, this is kind of, even though these are normally very positive kind of cards, there's an eerie sense here, because this for me is meaning several things. Four of Swords talks about taking a rest. It talks about taking a break, okay? That's the equivalent to this particular type of divination. Said this is an oracle, but this is the counterpart to it. And then for it to say just breathe, it hints to respiratory for me, respiratory issues. It's like they want the whole universe or the whole world within their hands or their grasp. Like some sort of awakening or some sort of dawn to come through. If it were up to some of the health advisors, again, I'm going to say it this way to give, to bring some things into perspective. Trump wants to open the country. Okay. He wants people to get back to work. He wants business to continue to get back to doing what it does. He wants the economy to start going. However, those who are advising him health wise, okay, they are on some other kind of, you know, tip where they're looking at maybe more research, more medical research, air quality. I'm picking up air quality, something with, you know, dare I say it, it almost feels like a universe. It's like some sort of, it's very solemn, because it's almost like they want to watch people react to see what the casualties look like for some sort of advanced study, touted in future healing. Let me ask a question here. Is President Trump fully aware of the plans of his health advisement team? Okay. Is he fully aware? Okay, so he's not really aware of why. Okay. They leave him out in the cold. They're saying that they're rebuilding the health systems of America, but he doesn't really understand the core of what they mean by this. Like, he doesn't understand what they're. You have two different brains that are potential, that are running the country at the moment. Okay, that we're doing this reading here. He's out in the cold. Okay, challenging times. And this flew out of my hand here. So, I mean, he's in competition for knowledge to the point where he has like there's limited information that he's receiving about their end goal. He's not received information as to for him to substantiate why the country should be closed. He doesn't know what their end game is. And I find that interesting that they have plans for medical research and keeping people in a quarantine state, keeping people, you know, holding their breath. You know, it's almost this is so weird for them to have separate plans for the country. I bet the president, you know? Yeah, it's like he's being fluffed with information. Okay? He he's concerned about Trump is more concerned about his connection with the American people, or his constituents, or the people who believe in him, who vote for him. He's in conflict. There's arguments, there's nastiness, there's leaving out of information. Okay? He's being told that he's being left out of what their goals and why they're saying. He feels as though the information does not make sense as to why we should keep the country closed. He's being told that it potentially would be dangerous to do a reopening. He's not really getting support. So what we're going to see from Trump over the next couple of months, you're going to start seeing Trump travel, even against their wishes, to what they would consider places that, again, a lot of his support comes from, but him connecting with the people, him going to like visiting hospitals, him like visiting people who were affected by this economy, more hands-on. So don't be surprised if we see that. We may see more hands-on approach in his campaign. It is against the wishes of the medical advisement, because medical advisement feels that they don't want people to things to resume completely as normal until they have concocted some sort of cure, and they have they've been able to provide some sort of proof of a cure for this. Okay, there's also some sort of concern that he has about information not being given to him, but then being leaked. Things that he wasn't briefed on, but it being leaked to look as though he's being negligent in his approach to opening the economy. Okay, so I'm going to look at it a different way. We're going to look at it this way. What does Anthony Fauci, who is the, I guess, president or chair, or at least a chair member of the WHO World Health Organization, who has been advising Trump, what does Anthony Fauci, how does Anthony Fauci feel about Trump's aspirations to open the country? Let me see, make sure you guys can see that. He is not in support. Anthony Fauci, from what I'm seeing here, again, they're not in lockstep with one another. Anthony Fauci is really not in support of Trump opening the country, because we're seeing that Four of Swords. We called that in the first throw, okay? He feels as though there's a prominent woman showing up who is in support. It's almost like Anthony Fauci. Anthony Fauci looks like this guy who's juggling some sort of resource, okay? For whatever reason, when I first saw this card, I felt like, someone who is distracting you, like, hey, look at this. Hey, look at this. Look at this. Look what I got here. Look at this. It kind of feels like that. Okay. Anthony Fauci feels like I don't know if he's juggling the president versus juggling another resource, but that's certainly kind of the way it is showing up here. Anthony Fauci sees fault in Trump. He sees fault because he sees him as making a decision based on money and resources. And quite frankly, he feels like he was sent a job that's exhausting. Because whatever he's bringing to the table, whenever I guess they're in their private meetings, there's a lot of either these are Trump's advisors. There's a prominent woman, but then there are advisors, there's a vocal younger male advisor who challenges Fauci, challenges him. Okay. I feel as though Anthony Fauci is looking for some sort of relief, because this talks about your ships coming in, some sort of ship coming in. And the Hangman here, this is the after tarot. So for those who are not into tarot, these go a little bit of a step further for, me. So when I look at this, I see him waiting or trying to hold out for some sort of backup. some sort of relief. Okay, there's not fighting between them. Okay, because I feel like he's juggling the good graces of President Trump. He's juggling that, but he's juggling it along with trying to potentially satisfy another group. And another thing that I got is that he's on assignment. And if this is not Trump's advisors, this also shows me they're advisors for him. Someone he's answering to. Okay, it feels like whoever this female, what this female represents, sends a message out to Fauci. Fauci is trying to do a balancing act between connecting with the president and connecting with another organization. Someone who is just as action oriented. I wouldn't as Trump, but Trump is seen as the emperor for me here. Okay, so he's looking for some sort of relief. Fauci. So I don't know. Will Fauci? The question I have for that really quick, I want to know, because it feels like he's trying to balance this job and it's difficult for him. So he's looking for some sort of other outlet, some sort of relief that can help strengthen his opinion or influence over the president in a way. You got the Devil card, the Two of Swords. Okay. There's going to be someone else is going to come up as an expert trying to offer some sort of support to Dr. Fauci's direction. From what I'm seeing here, he works for an entity. Okay. We have the Devil card. That's pretty, I'm going to say for this particular type of reading, it is kind of ominous because it feels like, again, we have something that is toxic, creating indecision. Oh. So the way I'm going to tell you right now, this may be a bit, again, this is this is a reading we're doing. This is all allegedly, but from what I'm seeing here, Dr. Fauci he may even be working for two different sects. Okay? And there may be information that's released to like a highest bidder based on research that he's been able to do. Who is this Ace of Pentacles? What is this offer? Why is the Ace of Pentacles here? You got the Moon card, the Five of Pentacles, and then the Fool card. Something's going to be leaked about the administration and maybe how the administration is handling the pandemic. And my prediction is that potentially whoever is for all intents and purposes, who we see now is Joe Biden, the Democratic, candidate. I feel as though someone's going to leak, someone who advises Fauci or is connected to Fauci to leak some information to a separate party. There are people who are in the Republican establishment that want this information. I'm not sure how they're going to apply it yet. But there are also people on the Democratic side, and they want information. They want to know some things, okay? So that they can get out of the cold about something. See, the Moon card is here. This is illusions. And we got the Five of Pentacles, but in this is someone facing the illusion, seeing some sort of illusion for what it is, and then these people are able to come from out in the cold because they have resources now. and now they could take a leap of faith on something. So I feel as though there's information that Fauci was sent in to get with this Hermit card here. Okay. And when I laid these cards on the Ace of Pentacles, this is offering up information or study or revelation to someone with the Moon card, someone who is maybe in the dark, who we don't know, or a hidden person or group. And from this information, this group is able to come from out of the cold about something and take a leap of faith. In my prediction, that this has something to do with whoever is going to be going up against Donald Trump, or wanting to have a ace in their back pocket. This is the Ace of Pentacles. This is an ace. This literally, that's kind of what I was thinking. Ace. I was thinking ace, but it's like someone now has his involvement with Trump gives an organization an ace to put in their back pocket. Okay, so Trump, what we've established is that, at least allegedly, from what we're reading here, there is division in the Trump administration right now as it relates to health services, opening the country. He doesn't really truly have the support, allegedly. Okay, and that we also were able to establish, at least from the interpretation here, is that there is information is being gathered. Potentially Anthony Fauci is able to gather this information, and for whoever he answers to or who advises him that's separate than the president, okay, he's able to provide them an ace or something that they didn't know originally, and they're taking a leap of faith with that. Okay, so that's what we're seeing here. How does the election year proceed for Trump? How does the election year proceed for Trump? Trump's popularity is going to start to cross over. He's going to become very, very popular, to the point where there will be people who are willing to defend him that you may have not normally seen. There will be some celebrity presence. Okay, there will be. I'm pulling up that it's going to be he will have support from celebrities, people giving him a second thought, people who he may have been friends with prior to his campaign for presidency and his tenure as president, that may have fallen out with him because of his policies. He may regain their support in this year. Okay, it's going to get messy, quite frankly. Trump needs to be careful to prevent. There may be something that happens in the election. I don't know why I'm picking up, and at first I said he may need to be careful, but this is something he's already aware of. I don't know if this is his youngest daughter Tiffany's mother or what, but there's going to be a female who affects the election, maybe reveals information about his money practices. I don't know how she would know very much information, but there's going to be a woman in potentially some sort of scandal that could come up that's related to a woman. I believe that this is coming across for me. I don't see this as being Ivana, but I see this as being maybe Tiffany's mother, his youngest daughter's mother. Not so much Melania. Something coming up about that. let's go into this Queen of Cups. In the election, I'm going to go move further because he's going to be working. He's going to have some support. He's also going to have money. He's going to do a lot of groundwork, okay, during this election season to gain his second term. Yeah, this is someone who's connected to Trump. This is someone who's connected to Trump. There's going to be something surrounding a woman that he's connected to, that he's had a child with. Okay, so I don't feel like this is some random woman. Releases information. Okay, so this is someone, this could be a bit damaging to his campaign, because what I see is whatever this woman represents to him, whatever her part is in showing up during the election year, is to cause maybe diversion in the campaign, to give maybe it gives some sort of what can I say, some life to the opposing side. Okay, how is Trump? How is the world card showing up with Trump? What's the world card doing here? There's going to be a complete change. Like, the way that this is showing up to me is that I'm going to make a prediction. I've always said this. I always felt this. Trump will get reelected from what I'm seeing here. He's in there for another term. Okay. Whoever he's going up against, there's some Scorpio energy, we have Taurus energy, we have Sagittarius energy. Whoever he's going up against, that's going to put an end to the way that they're soft, that the way that they look. Like, that puts an end to their potentially political career. Okay, I'm just going to be real with you. It's almost like it's written, guys. Like, it feels as though, yeah, it's going to put an end to whoever's political career. They're going to be put to rest with that Four of Swords. Okay, I'm going to tell you right now that what I'm seeing here, at least the way from the energy, the way things are moving now, even with this that blows up, is somehow he's going to make this work for him. Okay. And he may accomplish maybe even changing a worldview about him and his administration. But whoever is coming up against him, someone who's coming up against him, a faction is going to change the way the world sees them. They will have to take plenty of seats. Okay. Could another male, we could be talking about Joe Biden here. Joe Biden and his camp. And this is a for real ass whooping right here, because it changes, like, this is changing the political career the way that I see it. Okay, and so that's anyone that's connected to Biden. How is this working for him? How does he manage that? Because I do see him having support, financial support, him being very financially driven. Like, I feel he's going to actually campaign, believe it or not. Let's see here. It's weird, because when this comes in, this potential scandal related to a woman that the other side tries to use maybe to come towards Trump, he's going to then invest we'll see. Trump is going to make a part of his re-election campaign investing in women. Okay, to swing the vote, women who are in business for themselves. When we have the Queen of Pentacles here, okay, we also have the King of Pentacles here. But what I see is advancement with women that are in business, women, some form of women's right, without it doesn't feel like a liberal kind of approach, like a liberal doctrine. Is more or less for women to maybe, whatever women care about, their concerns, maybe concerns of conservative women, even bringing women over who were not conservative, a champion for, there's some moves he's going to make to negotiate with people who champion women's rights. We'll say it that way, okay? To win the vote of women. He's going to be looking at trying to win the vote of women by coming from the perspective of the women's earning power. Okay, jobs and that sort of thing. Okay, tell me more. Yeah, he's going to have to play ball. He's doing what he's going to have to play ball. So he will be getting support. Believe it or not, Trump may actually gain support from people who normally were or lean towards Democratic Party. Okay? I'm just telling you, there's going to be some crossing of the aisle, whether it's via celebrities. Yeah, the end of a lot of fighting. This is the Five of Wands. This normally talks about petty games and arguments, but in this particular deck, this talks about people actually listening to one another, actually considering one another. And I'm telling you, he's going to have people crossing the aisle, and he will champion new developments and policies for women. And that will come at a time to counter whatever is going on with this mystery woman here. I'm not sure who this woman is, but this woman is close to Trump. Okay, and maybe information from her is will be used to sway the opinion. But he gained support of women this year, from what I'm seeing here. Okay, just a prediction that I'm making. From what it looks like it's shaping up as, okay? So what we're going to do, I'm going to throw one more set of cards. What we got here? Hey there, Queen Britt. He says, hey, love. Well, everything you touch makes so much sense. He is their puppet for the overall agenda for sure. I like how you broke down the medical field. Exactly. With the medical, it's not even the medical field. I have to make the differentiation, because the reason why I say that is that the people who work, unless they are, on the board of the hospital, they manage the hospital. There are certain doctors. If some of these medical employees are just getting directions. So, I definitely want to make sure I'm not demonizing medical employees. I'm making it different, I'm differentiating between the medical community and his advisement. His advisement based on the CDC and WHO are operating and do not support his opening of the country. They may even, and so much so, there may be information, right, per the reading that I'm doing, that they give his opponents to then kind of usurp his position. And the way he's going to work this is grassroots. But he's also going to he's going to have some liberal themes in his campaign. So that's interesting. That's really interesting. Let's see how this COVID-19, since that is, what's on everyone's mind over the next, I guess, election year. What developments do we see as a result of for the COVID-19? In the next reading, if you guys have questions, definitely feel free to ask, or you can leave a comment with questions. I'm going to do a second part reading. I'll be ending this reading here soon. The second part reading, I'm going to be looking at Trump and how he's being received with major figureheads. Okay. Exactly. Oh, girl. Oh, Queen Brit, I already know, honey. I already know, boo boo. I made that clarification because I wanted to make sure that I wasn't, sending a message against medical workers because they're doing their job. They're doing what they're assigned to do, and because there's been a lot of talk about people who are in the medical field and almost demonizing people who are in the medical field. And it's almost like, listen, because of COVID-19. And I'm like, are you fucking serious? At the end of the day, there are other health concerns that are out there that these people prove to have life-saving skills and abilities. And no, it is not helpful for you to demonize these people who have given a large part of their life for study to take care of others, for a lot of times which are overworked and underpaid. Okay, if you are not a specialty nurse, if you are not a nurse practitioner or a traveling nurse, or you don't have the tenure, or if you are a CNA or an LPN, you don't get that same type of income, but you are just as tired and overworked. Okay, and I'm not making a case that people with more experience or more education shouldn't get paid more because they've invested more. I'm just saying that I don't think it's helpful in this COVID-19, no matter whether you believe it's a real virus or not, to demonize those who are medical professionals who do expose themselves, irregardless of whether you believe about COVID-19, it's a virus, but these people expose themselves to bacterial infections, which are far more deadly. And can kill a person faster than viral infections. Okay. Sometimes you would prefer to have viral pneumonia, for instance, as opposed to bacterial pneumonia, which could kill you within hours, 24 to 48 hours. So these people expose themselves to far greater things that we can measure and we can see. And so to shit on them, I think is horrible. And so I take the time out to thank them for their service, because there are far other things that you got going on. You may have a loved one who needs surgery. You want competent staff. You may have a child that's born with a heart murmur. Some things you can't control no matter how spiritual you are. You may have a kid who has asthma. Okay. And even if this person doesn't buy into the COVID-19, they know how to treat that child if it's an emergency and they go into anaphylactic shock. Or if people have kidney disease, or people or people who don't even deal with medical issues like that, they deal with everyday things, but they have the ability to save lives or help mend people back to health. I mean, come on now. You can't throw out the baby with the bathwater. You know what I mean? You can't throw out the baby with the bathwater. Anyhow, going into this, let's bring it back to center. What does the COVID-19, what updates do we see over the next year throughout 2020 as it relates to COVID-19? You're gonna see, of course, more celebrity presence of people saying they have COVID-19. You may even see people present sicker than what we've seen. You're gonna see a show. You're gonna see a show. They're gonna definitely put a show on. Exactly. Three of Swords. A lot of cases, again, what I'm concerned about here is we see people on the mend, but you see, like, instead of saying deaths, you're going to see people talk about their recovery experience, setbacks that they've had. And you may see these people, they may be celebrities, people who are in the public eye. Okay. Like the CDC or WHO organization or whoever is bringing these stories, the media is going to have a field day. Okay. Okay. There will be changes when it comes to how, like, in our world, our day-to-day world, from distancing, there will still be themes of social distancing. um you're going to hear people talk about release. There's going to be this is what's so crazy. There's going to be stories that come out about fraudulent stories as it related to COVID-19. Okay. Because of the barraging that we're going to get from maybe media giving more and more attention to people who are sick, or you're going to see, again, major celebrity profiles detailing their journey to wellness from being infected with COVID-19. But then you're going to see something be revealed, like something be revealed about these cases. This is potentially Trump. There's going to be there's going to be a campaign potentially against who? The World Health Organization. Okay. There's going to be distancing between Trump's campaign and medical advisement, is what I'm getting here. Major people are going to feel like it's a shit show. The COVID-19 is some sort of shit show. They're going to feel like each case is something about different cases being more extreme. And so this is going to affect maybe local laws about group gatherings. Okay. There may be restrictions on large gatherings, which could potentially affect, even with the country reopening, could potentially affect businesses, businesses, entertainment businesses, people being fined. Still, there's going to be a lot of misinformation. Okay, and this is not coming just from small people who are talking, even, people who are like content creators here on YouTube. That's not it. The COVID-19 situation, the shit show, is being put on. Okay, it's being put on, and it's going to pick up traction around the world. There's going to be potentially other people who try to join in to circumvent what the experts like to put on this. It just feels like a worldwide circus. Okay, worldwide circus is what I'm picking up on. Oh boy, like trying to get you to choose. Yeah, that's what I'm feeling here. Like other leaders from other countries potentially may have something to say about how Trump runs, like this is what I'm getting here, like how Trump runs his administration. They're going to be touting, okay, how he's handling the COVID-19 cases affects the world, to kind of like shame him into a position, or citizens into a position to not pay attention to politicians. So you're going to see people who are not even who are officials of other countries trying to usurp Trump's ruling in how he handles COVID here in the United States. Okay. And I saw this before, and this could very well be connected to, again, anyone who's dealing with, I'm hearing UN, I'm hearing World Health Organization, I'm hearing someone in the UN trying to bring up maybe a case against Trump for how he handles the coronavirus or other outbreaks, how his administration implements changes in the country to try to force his hand in a way. That's how I'm seeing it. So I'm seeing less of people, like a mass situation with people, and we'll tap into that maybe on the for sure on the second reading, because the second reading we're finna go in, that opens us up to go into the worldview of Trump. It's there. Basically, what we can deduce from what I just saw is that Trump intends on running the country counter to his colleagues that are also figureheads and governments of other countries, which puts him at odds with potentially the UN and the World Health Organization. Okay. And so the opinion of the American people, they will try to sway. Okay. So it's very interesting. We will cover more into the global aspect of Trump's candidacy, his presidency, and this pandemic in the second reading. This is the first reading, okay? I love you guys so much. Thank you so much for showing up, for those who check me out live. And for those who watch back, make sure you leave your comments. Make sure you thumbs up the video. And again, if you would like to get more information about me and all of our social media connections and how to book a personal reading for your needs, check the description box for that, okay? This is your girl, Nala-Ife. I'm going to go ahead and head out. You guys have a wonderful night and week ahead. And I will see you guys here in a couple for the second installment of the Trump readings. And I will also see you for the monthly readings and for all 12 zodiac signs and also cusp signs as well. Okay. This is your girl, Nala-Ife, signing off for Nala-Ife Tarot. Y'all have a beautiful night ahead. Peace.